Hey everybody, welcome back with the platform. Platypus is the name. A little bit of an update to my previous video that I already released today. But basically messed with my camera there. Yeah, they actually released the patch notes. So we're gonna read over them and then we're gonna jump in game and we're actually gonna take a look at them and kind of test it out, see what's legit. So first, Steam Deck. Fixed backgrounds of various menus not displaying properly on the Steam Deck. One thing I would like them to change in the Steam Deck is when you go into the Endless Tower, it's pitch black. In fact, the first 3 times I went into the Endless Tower, I thought that was part of the gimmick. I thought you had to find your way to the mirror. I didn't know that there were other mirrors in the background or there was a person you could talk to because it was literally pitch black. So I don't know. Maybe that was just my Steam Deck, but that's how I went in there. And then I played it on a computer. I was like, what the hell? Who turned the lights on? Game Pass, PS5 controllers are now compatible. That's good. Ultra wide fixes. I'm not as interested in this stuff. I'm definitely more of a gameplay type of guy, but also you could tell my game could barely, my computer could barely handle this much processing power with the game running in the background. I have an old computer. Some general mouse and keyboard fixes. Fix areas of the world map where you can get stuck. I actually never got stuck even once. Like really, I got like a little bit stuck a couple times, but I never got like really stuck. This is one of the things that scares me the most because I never want to have to reload because I got stuck, especially in a game without a traditional save system. Fix situations where SK would specifically get stuck. When taken off from paint bridges, he would just fall through. That is so funny. I don't think I ever tried it because if I can't land on it, I usually don't try to take off from it, right? Because I fly everywhere, so I don't usually walk somewhere and then try to take off. But yeah, that makes sense. All right, here's what we care about, in my opinion. Fixed lithium. Not lithium, but Lithelim. This is the Lune weapon. Tribute scaling not working at high levels. Reduced initial vitality scaling from A to C. So it starts scaling way slower, but it will still end at S. But we don't know if that's a soft S or a hard S. I don't know if S is one number, right? Because like there's different values within these specific letters. But it also added luck scaling starting at D. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So if we come to Luna here and we go take a look at Lithelim, yeah, it does indeed at level 33. It has the luck scaling and it has the vitality scaling. Is she at 99 on both of these is my question here. Let's go ahead and go to the attributes here. She is, but she has agility. Let's just say you're going all in here. Okay. And then you're going here as well. Even with full maxed out stats, I guess she's missing 3 points of might. Boo-hoo. It's not like a crazy. Oh no, you know what? That's probably she doesn't have it equipped. She doesn't have it equipped. Let's go take a look at it. There we go. 9,000 power. That's kind of what we're talking about. That's a bit better. What 10,000 is kind of where I like to be. But I mean, this is not all weapons are created equal in terms of that number, but that is good. So where is this weapon going to fall in terms of power level? It seems pretty good, dealing 50% more damage with skills per active dark stain, and you have a 50% to generate dark or light stain when consuming stains. So this is 150% chance. It sounds like I haven't used this weapon that much based on if you consume all 4 stains in one go, it sounds like it's a one-time 50% chance to generate a dark or a light. That doesn't sound like it's a per stain, but it's hard for me to know when I haven't like sat down and tested it that much. But base attacks can consume 1 dark stain to deal 200% more damage. That's kind of cool because you can obviously get the 50% damage already. This is like a virtuoso stance specifically for your basic attack. Absolutely could be really cool if you get the triple basic attack. You get the every time you deal damage, you consume a AP, and then you have this up there. You get a dark stain. I mean, this could be a basic attack build champion. 200% more damage is nothing to joke about. So kind of cool that they added the scaling and then they fixed the scaling. This weapon should be much better now. This weapon I'm a little clueless on. I haven't really used Scel that much in my playthrough. So I don't know how good this weapon was, but basically they added a defense scaling starting at D, and then they fixed the late game scaling that wasn't working at high levels. So they nerfed the luck scaling in the early, and at the end it's just as powerful, but to compensate they also added the defense. So we'll have at least 1 moon charge. Moon skills are always critical, but damage taken is doubled. That's honestly great. Taking double damage for me doesn't really matter. because you plan on dying if you get hit anyway. 25% increased damage per moon charge, and base attacks give a moon charge. This weapon seems very strong, honestly. Especially you get the double attacks, right? You get 2 moon charges, bada bing, bada boom, 50% increased damage on your second turn. And then while you have the active, you're guaranteed to get the crit, so you don't need to do anything crit related at all. You could just go straight speed. Seems good. I guess it depends on how the power is scaled at the late game, but I really do like this weapon. Sorry, I forgot to actually show the patch notes on that one here, but yeah. Fix the attribute scaling not working at high level, reduce initial luck scaling, and then blah, 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 blah there. I should show it and not just assume that you're reading them alongside me. And finally, we get to the double nerf here. You might think, they said Strendhal was getting nerfed. However, there was a bug, apparently, where Lithelim, the best weapon in the game, the third Lumina, was doubling all damage in Virtuoso stance instead of doubling only burn damage. So this is a double nerf. This is instead of doing, let's say you were doing, I don't know, 100 million. We'll see. Well, I'm going to test it with you. But let's say you were doing whatever. Let's say you were doing 1 billion. People say they do 1 billion damage. So you do 1 billion. Default-wise, you're getting, what, like 50% because you're no longer doubling that damage, right? So you're now getting 500 million. And on top of that, the actual skill itself got their damage reduced by 40%. So you're going from what, 500 million to, I don't know, 200 million, some sort of math number. So this is potentially, you're going from 200 million to from 1 billion to 200 million potentially. This could be roughly like an 80% overall damage output nerf for this skill. Now, you're not going to see any visuals about it here when we're actually looking at this because this all looks the same. However, we are going to go use that ability. I will not be using...
I can do it.
I will not be using my roulette because I don't want to have to record like 6 fights. So let's turn off roulette, first of all. And we'll keep pretty much all the... I mean, I'm not going to go through each one of these, but I think I have pretty much all the main damage output ones. So let's just assume we're not getting the 155 million, which is double. We would be getting, what, 80... Oh, not quite 80 million. We'd be getting 75, 77 million damage. Assuming the roulette was off on the last damage number that I did. So let's go find someone. I don't believe there's any defensive stats in this game for enemies. I believe your damage is consistent no matter what you're hitting. Let's go here. I don't think this guy is super hard. I think I beat this guy. But obviously it's going to be different with this New Game Plus. Okay, you're just going to skip. I wouldn't mind testing out your weapon a little bit, but it's not necessarily that specific. Okay, so we're at Virtuoso, 200% damage, and now we are going to use Strendhal. So we were doing whatever. We'll say 80 million before. Bada bing, bada boom. Wow, he ragdolled. 14 million. So we went from 80 million to 14 million damage, which is a pretty big downgrade. Now this, I don't want to I'm not a doomsayer. This is a strong skill. This is still, that means if we do roulette, we're still getting 28 million damage. However, is this the best skill to be using now? I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be the best skill to be using, or is this I think what's more important, is this the best weapon to be using? The fact that it was a bug, apparently, that this is dealing double damage to all of your damage instead of just burn, makes this obviously ridiculously broken. It makes me wonder if Lithelim will actually maybe become the new big one, because being able to guarantee mark constantly would be really good. I mean, I'll need to think about it, but there's definitely going to be a good opportunity here. Oh man, I love this weapon. For a new weapon to take the mantle. Now, I don't want to exaggerate. Starting in Virtuoso stance is so good for alpha damage for normal packs, but it may not be that important for boss fights anymore. This may be like a mob clearer, because now if you're starting a fight with AoE, this is still going to be insane. But on the other hand, if you're not doing that, you're doing a longer fight against a boss, then I think you're going to want to use a different weapon in most situations. Still, honestly, these are all good changes in my opinion. I'm happy with all of them. It is kind of fun that you know what? They were serious. They took the most powerful skill in the game and they gave it a huge nerf on top of fixing a bug that also inconsequently nerfed that exact same build again. And so I would say the meta, if there is a meta in a single player game, is open again. We're now free to discover the new next broken thing. And I know it's there. I haven't given a lot of time to think about it, but absolutely it is there. Anyway, much love. Purplatypus is Purplatypus. Actually, you know what? What do you think of the patch notes? Are you happy with them? Are you upset with them? This is a quick little update video. Anyway, much love. Purplatypus is Purplatypus. I'll see you on the flip-flops. Bye!